All right. So, anyway, it's good to see you again. Been
Yeah, good to see you too. I like to see
can
your smile.
can you turn your cell phone sideways so that it changes it from vertical to horizontal?
The horizontal. Okay.
That's it. That excellent. That's better.
Okay, I see you now. So, yeah.
And
So I've
also,
been
can you turn a little bit away from the window? The window behind you is too bright and it's hard to see your face.
I can change the position. Now it's good.
Now is good. Now is good. So, anyway, continue.
I I didn't say anything yet. It's just
I know that's
that's the thing I was thinking. Why should I call you? I mean, what I'm gonna say here is just that's the most intense event I had over the 3 years of what I've been doing here. It's just really the amount of fear, and I'm still carrying a little bit of me is just overwhelming. First time I can lose mindfulness during that. It's just the energy part of it.
tell me what you mean by energy.
Well, just the energy, just the massive amount of energy I was about to
I
take to
don't
the body.
I don't understand the word energy. Perhaps do you mean restlessness,
No, it's just
anxiety,
no. It's a pure energy,
huh?
just a pure energy.
A pure energy.
Yes.
How do you experience a pure energy?
Well, maybe I can start from that evening if you need more
Well,
details.
I'm trying to get a sensation or a feeling out of you, something that you actually experience, because the word energy is a thought. It's a concept.
I don't know then how to explain it. To me, that's
All
just the
right.
only way I can express it. It's just a massive amount of energy. I felt.
Well, how do you experience that energy? Does it make ripples in your chest?
No, it was like I wrote a couple days ago. I think it was
Like a what?
concentrating in my. Like I wrote a couple days ago. I can repeat what I wrote.
Oh yes. Okay. Like you Skype to me. Right. Uh-huh.
Yes.
In fact, when you Skype sounds almost desperate, and when I see you, you look like you're smiling. So there's a bit of incongruity there. All right.
Well, I
So
don't.
here's but you're also using the word fear, and the word fear I understand. But when you use the word energy, I don't have a clue about what you mean, except that I understand the quality of energetic.
Yeah, let's call it like that, energetic, but it's not like in a way you would understand energetic that person would
All
feel,
I can
whoa,
see is your cheekbone. All I can see is your cheek. There you go. Now I
I
can see
pull
you.
it, I pull the phone closer because I thought you maybe not hear what I say.
No, I can hear you fine.
Okay, I meant energetic, not in a way like if you would describe energetic, person would think like, oh, this guy is like vibrant or he has like, good amount of energy, he's refreshed. This was like way over excess. I felt like the body and the mind will melt if I let it in. So like I wrote, I jumped quickly out of the bed. I started to do push-ups, just walk from the kitchen to the sitting room, just and I was talking to myself, this is too much, this is too much.
All right. Well, the thought that I had when I read what you were talking about is that you're working too hard at meditation. That in
But
fact, we should be looking for becoming more relaxed rather than more energy.
But that's not necessarily true. See, the last time you remember, I told you that in the middle of night I wake up and I had like earthquake vibrations throughout my whole body.
Mm-hmm.
You remember I told you that? Since then, I backed off significantly from the effort part and in general meditation. And this just, you know, it's not
Well,
like I'm
maybe
working hard.
maybe you're working too hard or struggling with it. There is a major mistake that students make in the sense of striving with the idea of getting something out of it. And we need to go back to looking at this present moment. How good can you feel right now?
Not
And
so
with the
well, really.
thought of, well, with the thought of how good can I feel right now, that does not take me in the direction of agitation. It takes me in the direction of relaxation. And so, whatever you're doing, you're kind of going off in the wrong direction again.
Well, that I acknowledge, that's true, but it's not like about relaxation or whatever. This is not like you check that list I copy pasted you to Skype.
Yes, I know all about Kundalini. I spent 3 years with a Kundalini master in
But
India.
see the way last time you described, you showed me it's like flowing nicely in your spine. You know that's supposed to be the final result, right? It's like
Yes,
fluid.
it's got nothing to do with final. In fact, it's much more of an intermediate or even a late beginner. Number one. Number two is that the idea is to enjoy those sensations of the body.
Yeah, but you
Yeah,
checked it.
but you don't want to.
Yes, because like you know what, this state I'm mostly in the state where everything seems surreal and dreamlike during the days. Like I don't feel like I'm here fully. Like I'm locked in some other dimension. And that was I would going as worst as I would look like a movie and I'm not participating in the movie. It's like the action goes by itself. This is really
All
not
right.
funny thing to
All
enjoy.
right. Rather than talking about these results, which are not the results that we're looking for, what we should do is go back and concentrate on what is right practice. Because if you're practicing correctly, you'll get different results than the results that you're talking about.
Which didn't work for me really.
Well, that's because you haven't heard exactly what it is yet that you need to do. That in fact, part of you wants to create this thing that you're calling energy because you are in fact creating it.
But this is not fantasy really. It's like
It's
how
not
can
what?
I it is not fantasy you say creating, it is like a real phenomena I felt.
I didn't say that it was unreal or that you couldn't experience it or that you were making it up in your mind. I didn't say that. I said that you were creating it, manufacturing it.
Hmm. Can it
That it did
create itself?
and no, and it didn't come from the outside. And if it did create itself, that means it kind of germinated from a seed that was already on the inside.
That could be true because once I started this thing like 3 years ago, I read about it and maybe I planted it, the seed, unconsciously. So now it's sprouted.
All right. Do you know the definition of the word nibbana?
Not really like extinguishing something like that.
All right. Extinguishing like taking a bucket of water and throwing it on a fire. Except that that's not the right way of looking at it. It's not extinguishing or quenching. It's a whole lot more of doing with cooling off. In the sense of taking a pie out of the oven, a pizza pie or an apple pie or something out of the oven and letting it cool. Because if you eat it when it comes right out of the oven, it'll burn your mouth. All right, so you let the food cool. That's nibbana. another way of looking at Dhammana is that the word is used when you can train an animal. For instance, you can get a horse, and if the horse is a wild horse, then in the Pali it would be uh, the training process would be nibbana, so that the horse would be nibbana when it was trained, so that it could be put to work. And so what we want to do is be in a kind of a state of nibbana or coolness. But when we use the words energy, we're talking about heat.
Yes,
But
that's
in fact,
exactly how I feel. It started after a retreat in Thailand. Like the way I describe how I felt in Thailand, I was all hot. And back then I thought it's from climate. But now I'm like tracking down the way I feel lately. Here is all my heat in the brain, in the head for the most part. So much energy and hot energy in the, especially left part of the brain. That's how I felt
okay.
in Thailand also, like this
And
restless
and
heat.
what happens when you do a good set of deep breathing? Does that increase the heat or does it cool it off?
It mostly puts me in the state of some hypnosis. That's how what it does to
It
me.
puts you. Sorry, I didn't
In
catch
some,
that.
it puts me in some weird state of hypnosis.
Hypnosis.
Yeah, dreamlike state for a couple days. You know, that's what meditation does to me lately.
Well, what are you doing in meditation that does this? Because you're the only one who's ever told me about this. This is something brand new, and I'm not sure yet that you're practicing correctly.
Yeah, for the
Because
most
when
part, I
people,
was.
now here's the thing, and this is a very important point for you to remember. Never mind whatever you've read before now. Never mind whatever you've heard before now. Hear this as if it were the very first thing that you heard about meditation, and that is that the Buddha's teaching is good in the beginning, it's good in the middle, and it's good in the end when it's taught correctly with right phrasing and usage of the words. What you're experiencing, you're actually complaining about as not good. It's not pleasurable. It's not satisfying.
Not even close. It's
Not
terrifying.
even. All right. So that means that whatever you're doing is not correct practice.
Okay.
Whatever you're doing is not what the Buddha taught, because what the Buddha taught brings you down out of heat and towards the direction of nibbana. And part of, I think, is what's going on is it must be that you think that it's okay to continue to think, that you're missing step number one, and that is sati, to remember to stop thinking about what you were thinking and pay attention to what's happening in this present moment. You take a deep
Yes,
breath and you be with the body and you stop thinking whatever you were thinking before,
I
including
agree.
thinking about energy.
But it's difficult to not to think when you feel it. You know.
I know. That's why this is called right effort. It's not easy to stop thinking about whatever it was that you're thinking. And it sounds like that you've gotten yourself into a way of thinking that is taking you off in a direction, and you're calling what you're doing is meditation when in fact it's not at all, not the practice of skill development.
Hmm.
So we need to start again. Never mind, start again.
The problem is
That's
right
true
now. I
with everybody. Everybody needs to never mind, start again. We always start back over at step one. You probably heard me tell you this before. What happens if you're climbing a ladder and you're up to like the ninth or the 10th rung and you fall off the ladder? How do you get back on the ladder again to step nine? Do you just jump back up to step nine or do you have to start again? Okay, we have to always start again. Whenever we stop doing something, we have to start it from its basics. And the basics are that you have to clean out the mind and stop thinking about whatever you were thinking. Whether it's a Kundalini yoga or a teacher or something that happened in the past or whatever it was, we need to stop doing that, throw the hindrances out of the mind, clean the mind, and come to this present moment and take a deep, happy breath. Oh, it's good to be free from all of that junk that I keep thinking about. And that's the practice. And you need to do that and then call me back and we'll cover it again, and then you do it again, and then you call me back and we'll cover it again over and over and over again now, because you've already gotten yourself into a wrong habit and you think that you're practicing correctly, but we both know that you're not practicing correctly because you're not getting the results that either you or I want you to have.
Yeah, if I would have results, I would not call you that, often enough.
Exactly so. All right, so we need to start again. We need to go again. We need to understand that there is right effort and right mindfulness and right view. And one of the things that we need to do with that, with the understanding of right view, that whatever you're doing right now is not helping. It's not right view. And so you need to change your view from whatever views you have into the right view of, oh, let me just be here now and take a happy deep breath and enjoy this particular moment. Just right now, let's just enjoy this moment. That's one's right view. But it's going to take some effort to throw that stuff out of the mind too. So with that, we mean we need right mindfulness or sati. We need right view. We need right effort, and that eventually will come around to a right attitude. And the right attitude is, oh, I'm so happy. This is just wonderful. I feel really successful at meditation. That's the right attitude to have. And right now I can tell that no, you're playing the game of victim. I am being victimized by this energy, and I don't know where it came from. It just, and it came up by itself. And you and I both know that's not the case. So we need to change our mentality from the victim into, oh, I can do this. I can be happy right now. And so these four things are part of the Eightfold Noble Path, and that is to remember to do this, right memory. The second one is right view. In fact, right view comes first. But with right view, when mindfulness comes, then we can change. And the right view to have is, it doesn't matter what I was thinking about before, throw that stuff out, and I'm going to think about what's happening right now. And I'm going to take a deep, happy breath and enjoy this moment and enjoy the fact that I don't have to think about what I was just thinking about. In fact, what I was just thinking about was painful. And so we're going to stop thinking about all of that painful stuff and start thinking about being happy right now. Right effort is needed to throw that stuff out of the mind. And the right attitude then is, I can do this. I'm successful. I'm happy. This is a good moment. Okay, so we need those four things over and over and over again. What are they now? Right mindfulness, right view, right effort, and right attitude. It's going to take some effort to come out of your misery guts and into a happy state.
Yeah, I hope it will work.
Not a
But I
hope,
keep
don't hope. Do it right now and say, oh, I can do it right now. Don't think about it to tomorrow. Don't think about doing this tomorrow. Think about doing this right now. It's always just right now, just this moment.
mm, okay.
We don't have to care whether you do it tomorrow or not. I only care about, can you do it right now? And every time I talk to you, it's always right now. This is the time to feel good and happy right now.
Yeah, not much I can add. That's it,
Okay.
you know.
Call me again soon. 1, 2 days, okay? Let's keep on
Okay.
this because you've already started going off in the wrong direction. We need to turn that around and get you going back in the right direction again.
Okay, thank you for your time. Bye
We'll
bye.
see you.